Okay, hey Katie. So I thought I'd do a video for you because we're in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, which you can see a little bit of. And I'm not exactly sure my reception nor if you can talk. And so anyway, so I thought I'd just do a quick little video for you, even though I can't use my eyes because it's too bright. I'm such a blue-eyed girl. I can't handle that. How bright it is in the car without my sunglasses. So, anyways, okay, so I got your text message. I think it was yesterday, maybe it was the day before. I've been thinking about it because I was trying to remember, and again, like remember, like I can't really feel like my memory is like not there, right? So anyhow, Mike and I were talking about it, and then we called Mom. So we think that we did let them cry it out at that point. And I was talking with my mom about it, and she said, at 4 months, the child is starting to realize who their mom is and who their dad is, and so they're starting to develop a will. And so there's also the beginning of the who's in charge, me or you, okay? And I know it seems like 4 months, gosh, they're so tiny, but I really do think that, maybe they, I can see how you would think, oh, they're so tiny, I don't know that they would have that ability to start trying to, assert their will at that point. But I do think that's true, even when you think like biblically about how, they say that we're born with, not that I want to say that your babies are sinful, I'm just saying, we're all born with sin and that want to assert our will over another person's will. And so anyways, so it's totally natural, totally normal. Our babies did it. Anyhow, so, but what we did is, I'm assuming you're going to keep them sleeping together for however long, they were created that way, they probably want to be that way, they're probably most comforted to be that way, but that means that they're also going to have to learn how to be content when the other one is screaming. And they will learn that. And it was amazing to me how my kids would be, one would be fussing and the other one would be fine. It's just amazing because they learn, I think they really do learn how to sleep through each other. And then I think as they're older, they learn how to hear each other. When I feel like Caleb and Julie can tell when the other one needs them. And they can also tell when the other one is just sort of having a fit, It's really neat and very fascinating to see. So anyhow, so what I would say is yes, I would let Elias cry it out. I would start small and work my way into longer periods, which will be better for him and better for you. And I was trying to think of what else we did. The other thing we did, and I remember that, Grammy came back a second time, at least a second time, to be with us, and the babies were still little. I think it was after Mom had left. Well, I remember I was like rocking the babies or something at one point, and one of them was just like not really wanting to go down. And Grammy came in, and she took her hands, and she put her hand, like, here, I'll show you on Mike's leg, put her hand on his leg, on the baby's back, because, or maybe their stomach, I don't really remember, but I feel like, are asleep on their stomach or their back? They flipped over, and eventually they both slept on their tummy. They wouldn't sleep on their backs. Anyways, but in the beginning, even if it was a tummy, she would put her hand on them, and she would pat him, and she would like pat him this firm, like really patting him. And then the first time I was like, oh geez, like they're so tiny, don't smack him. But it's my grandma, so I'm not gonna tell her no, and she knows better than me, right? So she's and she really does know better than me. I am totally convinced of it. Anyways, so she was patting him, and she was making this noise. So this is what she does. She goes, shh. And I mean, like, she's like smacking and loud, and I'm like, it goes against everything. I'm like trying to be quiet, tender, whatever. Kid went to sleep. Like out. So I watched her in that trip do that several times. So I started doing it. Still to this day, like I had a kid in nursery 2 weeks ago, crying because he was under a year. He was tired. He needed to go to sleep. He was breastfed, and he was tired. So finally, I was like, you know what? I don't care if everybody's watching me, because I was volunteering with a couple of people. I don't care if they think I'm weird. I just started patting him on the back, and I shh. You know what? The kid went to sleep. So, and I think for several reasons, the shushing mimics the sound in the womb, the sound of the water in the womb, and then also I think the patting, like you got to think it's also rhythmical, so it's similar to how in the womb they constantly hear your heartbeat. It's a rhythmic, and you know rhythmical sounds are often soothing, and I do think like it's a little bit of motion, and in the womb, you know, they're jostled. All of the walking, tossing, turning we do, you know, they're being jostled. So anyhow, I do that, and it works, and it really worked for our babies. So if they did fuss, okay, put them down. Say it's night time. For me, I always put mine down. I patted their back for a little bit and said, shh, sort of like that's a cue. This is nighttime. We're going to sleep right now. So I'd shush them, and then I would walk out. Okay. I also had a fan that I turned on, and I'm pretty sure you're doing some kind of white noise. I thought I heard it. That, you know, again, signaled this is nap time and this is what we're doing. And so then, you know, if they didn't go to sleep after that, so you gotta start with like, okay, I'm gonna do like 2 minutes. You know, I'll go in every 2 minutes until they're asleep. You know, okay, well then I'll do 3 minutes, or then I'll do 4 minutes, or do 5 minutes. You know, stretch it out, and as long I would say as long as you can handle it, don't go in. So if you could start at 5 minutes, start at 5 minutes. Like maybe you say, I'm going to put him down. 5 minutes later, I'm going to come back. I'm going to pat him. I'm going to shush him. Do not pick him up, whatever you do. And I wouldn't necessarily like make a whole lot of eye contact or even talk. I would just shush and pat and then leave again. You know, he may wake up Lucas a few times, but I think it's one of those things where it's going to take a little bit of work, but in the end it will be better because of your hard work in this moment, you know. Sort of like, you know, potty training. That first week of potty training sucks, you know, but in the end, wildly better than, you know, having to change your 18-year-old's diapers, right? So that would be my suggestion. Take it or leave it. Not offended either way, but just try to remember what we did. And I felt like I needed to give you the visual, so that's why the video. I feel like everywhere I look around in my car, I see something Zayner. We've got, you know, an airplane on the dash. We've got books in my, you know, stashed in my little secret compartment here for me. Totally ate all those chocolates you sent. They were amazing. Thank you. All the little treats every time I get them out. I was like, this is from your Aunt Katie. You know, and the kids are so excited. They love the sticker books. And the dinosaurs, just all that stuff. We really appreciate it. And I did find one of your pair of floaties that somehow we ended up taking with us, like an orange pair. So I'll mail those back to you. And I can't remember if there's anything else I was supposed to tell you. But anyhow, so that's my thought. I'm really sorry. I know this is terribly hard. And like, you know, when you don't get sleep and you're all by yourself and things aren't going the way they planned, it's rough, right? So I will definitely be praying for you that you will sleep. And, you know, I will say that it does seem like every couple of months, I feel like with my kids, even with the singletons, even with one kid versus multiples, every couple of months, their routine changed. Like right when you think you get one down, then another routine comes and is a little different. But if you just roll with it, and, you know, be willing to change, because they're changing. They're changing so much, right? I really think that. I mean, I know you're doing a great job, Kate. Really, I am wildly impressed, and just really amazed at the Lord working in you, and just the gifts that He's given you, and I think you're a fabulous mom. So take courage. He gave you this awesome privilege, and you are totally capable. And He's totally with you and helping you. So I love you tons. I'm going to try to upload this video somewhere in nowhere, Kansas, on our way to Denver. So hopefully it'll get to you before tomorrow. And if this is Saturday when you actually get it, my apologies. All right, we love you. Okay, bye.